pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll with Atlantic. Spotted outside of speed off.
Yikes. You bet. Okay. We don't need any more of these.
All right, y'all, here we are with a surprise live stream this evening. As you may know, Starship SN5 successfully completed its hop just over 48 hours ago, and we've been wondering how it's doing. If you saw our video a little bit earlier, Mary, Boca Chica gal, was able to make it out to Starship next to the side of the road. Got a bunch of awesome pictures, some close-ups of the flight damage. I wasn't even call it damage, just the results of the flight and how SN5 is looking. And you will never guess what we have for you now. Check this out. That right there is SN5. I don't even know how far away we are from it. Mary, can you hear me right now?
Yeah.
How far away from SN5 are you?
How far are we away from it?
Let's say like 20 yards, 30 yards. They're guessing. They're estimating how far away they are right now.
Yeah, I've got Andy on the job.
Andy's on the job.
About 200 feet.
How far?
About 200 feet.
About 200 feet. Okay, about 200, roughly 200 feet. Y'all can convert that to meters for the rest of the world. But we've got Mary out there. You can hear her voice, right, Mary? Are you say hi to everybody if you could.
Hi everyone.
There you
Glad
go.
you could join us.
Yeah, we're reading you loud and clear right now, Mary. So thank you so much for getting the equipment out there. Here at the end of the day, we're just about just under 30 minutes from sunset. So I think we're gonna hang out here and watch the sunset on SN5 and just answer some questions about the hop. About 50 people just said hi, Mary, in chat.
Oh, cool.
So we've also got some of our other usual hosts here this evening. Jack Beyer is here with us, aren't you, Jack?
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Nice pronouncing there. You did great.
Well, I was taught by the best.
But yeah,
Jack,
this is insane. I can't believe that in the same way that after Star Hoppers hop it, which is sitting there kind of next to the fence, next to the road, this thing is just sitting there, just standing tall, standing proud. What a crazy sight.
yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic, and it's crazy to me that it landed on the landing pad, and the landing pad is just right there inside the gate. You know, like the poles aren't blown over, that light stand isn't like it's just there. That thing hit the target dead center just about, or a little bit off to one side, but it's there. We also have, who else do we have with us right now? Michael, are you on with us?
Yes, I am. How's it going, everyone?
Oh, we're hanging out. You may be a little bit quiet there, Michael. I don't know if we're having that Discord weirdness again.
Let me try again. How's
Oh, there
that?
you go. You just got a lot louder.
My microphone boom was not close enough to my mouth, I guess.
Just act like you're gonna eat it like it's a microphone boom snack. Um, anyways, y'all, it's me. I'm here as well, John Galloway with NASA Spaceflight. If you're watching on Twitch, you know me as Das. Mary Boca Chica gals out there. Jack Beyer is with us as well, and Michael Baylor. And we were literally just gonna hang out and watch the sunset here on SN5. I imagine the colors are going to go crazy whenever the sun starts to go down over there in South Texas, and just do some Q&A, answer some questions. As always, you can tag us in flight, tag us in chat at NASASpaceflight. Ace is down. It's the Texas Tank Shuffle. It is the Texas Tank Shuffle that's happened over there. And just ask us some questions, tag us at NASASpaceflight. We'll go get them into the queue, and we'll literally, the purpose of this stream is to hang out and answer some questions that we didn't have a chance to answer earlier. The other thing that I want to say really quickly, earlier today we published Mary's video, and I kid you not, Mary was parked on the side of the road, and it looks to me like somebody went over there and opened the gate so she could get a better shot of SN5. I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but look at the video and decide for yourself. I just put a link into chat. If you see that video, put that in another tab or something. I think that they actually opened that gate so you could get a better shot, Mary.
That was really cool though to be here when they opened up the gate and see SN5 in its entirety standing there,
Yeah.
and to
You
see
got
those
some.
little legs.
It's little. I did a tweet that was like it's widow wanding wags. Like
Yeah.
they're tiny.
Yeah, seeing it through the fence is one thing, and then but really like there's just a little bit of a difference that opening the gate makes it, and then the people standing in front of it. I mean, it just gives you such a great sense of scale. Um, yeah, wow, what a great
Yeah.
video, and great job being out there this morning when the road opened.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Mary,
Yeah.
you actually didn't you see something going on and you like followed the roll lift into the side or something?
Well, I was filming at the build site, yeah, and looked and I thought I could see that the roadblock was gone, and I packed up and pulled out and was behind the roll lift,
That was the
headed to the launch site. Yeah.
one of the cases of being in the right place at the right time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
We have a question from Mac. Mary, thanks for the hard work. Is SN5 slightly tilted or level?
It's hard to tell, isn't it? From here, it doesn't look bad, but when you're looking at it from a different angle, it definitely looks tilted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think
I-
one
I
of the things
yeah.
here might be the perspective. Mary's able to get so close to it that it sort of tapers away as you look up at it, right? So the base looks a little bit wider than the top because of the perspective. But if it's leaning, I think the lean that we saw from your other vantage point when we actually saw the landing, if I'm not mistaken, it should be leaning a little bit away from you right now, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And you can see that a couple of the legs um have kind of crushed on, in the bottom. You
Mm-hmm.
can see that they're not as extended as some others. So,
That's probably pretty normal though. Like the Falcon 9
yeah,
landing legs have the crush cores, right?
right.
So
And
I
I'd
guess that would
imagine,
yeah,
yeah, these
exactly.
would too. Yeah,
Yep.
just like Starhopper had crush cores
Yeah, good point. I
on
forgot
her
Starhopper had them
beach
too.
ball feet.
On the beach ball feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nathan was saying in chat that it looks like in our recent video the legs are crushed on the left side. But I
yeah.
think that's caused by the asymmetric thrust of the Raptor. The vehicle has to lean a bit because of the thrust not being directly in the center or directly going through the center of it. So when it lands, some of the legs hit the ground before the others, and that causes them to
Mm-hmm.
crush more.
Oh
Right.
yeah, because we saw when it was flying, it had to fly tilted to the side, and so when it touched down, it can't magically straight up right as it touches down. It still would need to touch down one side at a time with that tilt. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, Jack, do you want to grab? Do you just want to grab some questions here? How do we want to do this? Again, y'all, we're live from the side of the road, just about as close as you can get without SpaceX security shooing you off. If we went to the other side of the road, a security truck would come and ask us to move, right, Mary?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're on
that's a good pro tip for if you ever do find yourself in Boca Chica. There's certain things that you can do like this, like be on this side of the road. Like if you're there, you'll see all types of people stopping, taking photos from this side of the road, and then you'll see sort of the people that haven't been there before try to cross the road and like take a photo through the fence. And the security guards there are on point, and the second they see you starting to walk across the road, they start to walk towards you and
yeah.
immediately stop you because that's just that's the boundary that they have is that it's like don't come across the yellow line, the center line of the road kind of deal.
Yeah,
Right.
gotcha.
We are getting a lot of questions. This is
I know
good.
there's a ton of questions.
I'm looking
All
at
right, what is
Jack.
Vincent Zero Verona asks, what is the purpose of the plumbing around the thrust puck? I'm guessing that you're talking about like the sort of like circular sets of tubes that are around that thrust puck portion. And I know you can't see that right now, but I imagine you've seen it in various videos of ours. Basically, I think what a lot of that is either high pressure like nitrogen or helium lines to spin up turbo pumps and things like that, or it could be methane and liquid oxygen lines to sort of plumb those pipes around the hot engine and then heat up those gases for whatever use. Yeah, exactly.
There you
That
go.
sort of circular plumbing. And fun fact, I just uploaded another daily video for today, in addition to the one we were talking about earlier with SN5, and this will be in it. And guess what part of a Starship this is, chat? This is SN7.1. Way to go finding that one out, Mary. Mary, she zoomed in on a label today, and this thing is officially part of 7.1. So this will be the next. Yeah. So this will be the next test. The next test tank to be assembled and popped, presumably.
So if this is the thrust puck, this is upside down right now, right? That image
exactly
is upside down.
Exactly, and it's missing the skirt. So there's two components to the thrust section, if you will. There's the dome.
Oh, they put the skirt on it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
I'm getting the other picture right now of Jack made a composite. He took both pictures and he composited the skirt onto the thrust puck, so you can see what it looks like.
You know how we do here at NASA Spaceflight, highly advanced simulations.
Here it comes.
Bam. So that's I think that's roughly an accurate placement of where it ends up, and then they flip this whole entire assembly, and then the Raptor is actually installed. If you think about this, the Raptor would be upside down right now, installed on that bottom flattish portion.
Yep.
Or now top flattish portion. And then they flip the whole thing upside down and put a Raptor on it. Anyways, those circular tubes I think are various pressurant and pump, turbo pump sorts of things. They could even be part of a autogenous, I don't know if I'm saying that right, pressurization system, but I know that Starship doesn't use that yet. It's still running off of COPVs. So I'm not really sure 100% what those are. I don't know. Do you guys have any better speculation than my rambling?
Are they some sort of load spreaders or stiffener?
Yeah.
I don't know,
I was gonna say load spreader maybe, but I really don't know. That's a guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed it was plumbing for some sort of gas or pressurant or even propellant. Cycling it up into the tank to keep the tanks pressed. I have no idea, really. I wish I did.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the thrust puck, it definitely has to support all the force of the Raptor, right?
Yeah.
So it's sort of like an egg shape. It's a dome shape, which is a naturally strong, I guess, shape. But maybe those are there to sort of stiffen it or help spread the load out or carry the load around or something like that. So
yeah,
again,
that makes
folks,
sense.
if you're joining us, Mary is out there roadside. That's a live picture of SN5. We're just hanging out. We're answering some questions. This is about as close as you can get without SpaceX security chasing you off. And we're literally here to watch the sunset just over 48 hours from the successful hop. I saw some people asking about the dents on the side. That's normal up there, right? They've depressurized it.
Yeah, and there's actually a question from Hayden, kind of along those lines. What are your thoughts as to the return of the round hatch in SN8, which is the square hatches of the previous ones? And actually, if you look at SN, the reason I'm connecting this to the dent question is if you look at SN5 right now, you can see there are some dents right around that that access hatch. So I'm not sure if that's why they're changing the design again, but it doesn't seem like to me that that current square hatch design, causes a very seamless connection with the rest of the vehicle based on its dents. But I'm not sure. But that might be why that might be one reason why they're changing the design. But then we've also seen some dents on other places. So usually that's how you tell when it's pressurized or not. When it's pressurized, the dents go away, and when it's depressurized, they come back. Obviously, right now it's depressurized, but we'll have to see as they move to stainless steel 304L if we see as many dents, or if perhaps there will be less dents as they change alloys. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, 304L is more ductile, so I think it'll bend more and maybe buckle less. But yeah, if you guys didn't know, those are access hatches. Those two, you can see right now, two square patches on the side. One closer to the top of the vehicle, that would be the access hatch for the methane tank, and one closer to the bottom of the vehicle, right above the thrust section there, that's really heavily reinforced. That square hole would be the access panel, or I guess access hatch to the liquid oxygen tank. And so when they're done plumbing everything and getting it ready to go, they seal those up. They weld a panel in place, and So yeah, I think that's what caused that buckling even up top there, is when they welded that panel finally in place before rolling SN5 to the pad. They welded that panel in, finishing off the process of the methane tank, and then it buckled a little bit from the heating or from the welding or what have you. But yeah, definitely that we'll see if that new design makes a difference, whether it's the steel or the circular shape or what. There's a good one for Mary. Let's see. Mary, is the concrete under SN5 broken at all? I remember with Starhopper, it was like really kind of gnarly how the Raptor sort of took chunks out of the concrete. Can you see any damage there?
I couldn't see any damage, but you know, I should have got on top of the roof of my vehicle and had a better look, maybe.
No worries.
Maybe
At a downwards angle.
tomorrow I'll do that.
There you go. You see, that's what we call a tease right there. So everyone will want to check out our video tomorrow to see that.
Yeah. Make sure you like and subscribe to not miss tomorrow's video about the cracked concrete. Send
Yeah,
us
there you
moons
go.
out there.
And then Harry asks, how did Mary feel during the hop? I think we all would like to know the answer to that.
Yeah.
How did I feel? Boy, just full of an excitement and anticipation and holding my breath until we, you know, see SN5 coming out of that cloud of smoke and dust and whatever. Yeah, yeah, wanting it to succeed. Just amazing to watch it.
Yeah, we were all watching and waiting for the smoke. It was dust, right?
Yeah, dust and
so much dust.
But yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, we were all waiting for that dust cloud to clear so we could determine the fate of SN5. I was also listening because Mary, you were like 1.5 miles away, and I was listening because I figured if that thing fell over, we would hear it before we saw it. We'd hear it pop. But it was nice and quiet.
Yeah. Beautiful sight to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
When that cloud blew away.
Yeah, that was surreal. Just so surreal to see it, like, you know, cloud, slowly. We can see something vertical and it's there. It was just that was what a dramatic reveal.
Quite the reveal.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, amazing.
Here's a good one. Lachlan asks, are we covering the SpaceX launch of Starlink later on? Michael?
Yes, we are. I think if all of our equipment works as intended, we should be live around, what was the plan, Doss? I think an hour and 10 minutes, or an hour and 12 minutes before the launch. So the launch is scheduled for 1:21 a.m. Eastern time. So I think we would be planning to go live around midnight Eastern time.
Cool.
Yeah, that's correct.
So look forward to that.
Yeah.
SpaceX has been busy.
Yeah, it's insane, and it really feels like they're stomping on the gas pedal at Boca after a brief period of sort of rebuilding and whatnot. Like to see SN8 next to SN6 in the mid bay taking shape, and SN7.1 the next test tank taking shape, and SN6 is already done, is done and sitting there and ready for question mark, and SN5 is right there. Oh, and they just landed commercial crew. Oh, and they're still doing Starlink. Oh, and they're still doing commercial payloads. Like, geez, talk about chewing gum and walking at the same time. It's awesome, though. It's really good to see. And sort of on that same, in that same vein, Drew Lay asks, do you think that SpaceX will fly SN5 again, since Elon said they would fly several short hops? Yeah, I think it's totally possible they could fly it again. In fact, in the video that Das linked earlier, in the video that we put out today of the views of SN5 at the pad, a couple trucks arrive when the gate is opened. So they open the gate and they let a roll lift in. And then after the roll lift comes in a black trailer, which I'm not sure what's in there. I think it might be a Raptor trailer, but that's just me guessing completely. Then after the black trailer... Go ahead.
Not a Raptor trailer.
Okay.
I think it's just full of tools or whatever, you know, equipment.
Okay, yeah. Just let me dream, Mary. Gosh. No, I'm kidding. Please correct me. I appreciate it.
It's not big enough. It's not tall enough for a Raptor. Put it like that.
Okay, got it. and then after the black trailer was what I think it was like a flatbed with a whole bunch of random parts and pieces on it, and then a helium truck. So the helium truck they can use to pressurize the vehicle while they're moving it around for structural rigidity, and then behind the helium truck was the lifting bridle, which I think it's called a lifting bridle or a lifting jig, whatever you want to call it. So they have all the pieces in place. They have a roll lift, they have the gas they need to pressurize the thing to have it strong while they move it, and they have the thing to attach to a crane so that they can lift it and put it on the roll lift and then move it presumably back to the launch pad. So, I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know, do you guys think that the red crane, the Manitowoc 14,000 that they just delivered, do you think that's going to end up going to the launch site maybe and be used on SN5?
I'm wondering. I wonder if we're gonna see it go back to the launch site or go back to the build
mid-bay
site for inspection. I wonder.
Yeah, and then they could bring SN6 down and take SN5 back, and then that way they could analyze everything that happened with SN5 and go through it, look at it with a fine-tooth comb and all that. It's very curious. They have so many options what they could do right now. It's really fascinating. Good question, Drew.
I think it's a guess, but I think they're gonna put it on that stand they just brought in on the roll lift, and then I think they're gonna inspect it at the launch site because the mid bay is currently full with SN6 and SN8, and I mean if the option was to bring SN6 out, I'm not sure where they would put SN6 because I think the launch stand is going to need a bit of refurbishment after that scorching it took during launch. So if this is a guess again, but if I had to guess, I think we'll see SN5 put on that stand it delivered and then moved back to the launch site after the launch site has been refurbished, probably a week or two. But I think we'll probably see SN5 fly again, assuming the post-landing inspections prove that it is in good shape, which from a visual standpoint right now, it looks like it's in great shape.
Yeah, it really does look like it's in fantastic shape. I mean, maybe throw a couple new legs on there, maybe another new Raptor. I don't know if they would want to swap the Raptor out or not, just to get a look at what a real flown Raptor looks like after it's been flown. But yeah, just swap out some parts and fly it again, guys. Come on, fly it again. Just do it.
Yeah,
just
no big deal.
Yeah, just do it. Nothing risky about that. And then I guess before we get too underwater here, we should probably go through some super chats. Thank you everybody.
Get some super chats because Ace is down amongst other people showed up over here.
Ace is down with the $50. Aces, you are a mad person, and we love you for it. Thank you so much, Aces. They say for all you guys do, don't get to hear your perspective very often, Mary. So thank you for joining tonight. Yeah, seriously, I'm really glad we got comms with you tonight, Mary.
Yeah, it's super cool right now. Yep.
And it's crispy too. It's like not even robot voice or anything. Like you are loud and clear. So
don't jinx it.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'll shut my mouth. And then Jacob Osgood, thank you for the $5. They say, I bet it, which I assume is SN5, will end up next to the pavilion they made with the flaps. You know what? That is a excellent prediction because if they end up not flying SN5 again, and even if they do and it lives, I practically guarantee you it ends up at that restaurant pavilion thing or whatever. Because where else would you put it? And it would look so cool there. But who knows? Maybe not. But they do have. They've already have a set of flaps laying around at Boca Chica, and we just saw the other day in one of Mary's videos. Of course, how else would we see it? Another set of flaps delivered. So there is potentially a surplus pair of flaps, which they could use for additional lawn ornamenting.
Ornamental.
Or yeah, there you go. Let's just abort.
Abort.
So yeah, that's a good guess, Jacob. I'm supposed to be doing these fast. Vlex, thank you for the $8 Australian. They say thank you to NSF and especially Mary. Sachi Hejani said thank you for the new membership. Rogelio Figueroa, thank you for the $5, and they say awesome work. Future Martian 97, one of those names that pops up a lot, buddy. Yep. I feel like I need to I don't even know, man. I just want to shake your hand. Thank you. Mary, they say, Mary, thank you so much for all the amazing content. You are documenting history. And then Max Weichelt, thank you for the Australian 15. They say, petition to get Scott Manley in the call. Thanks for your hard work, guys. We do really need to do, I'm saying this live, and you guys already know I feel this way. We really need to do another one of those party streams where we had Scott and Tim and all that. That was a blast. That was one of my favorite things we've done, and we should try and do that again.
Yeah, that
Especially,
was a lot of fun. We switched away the way we did background comms when we got off of Zoom, so it's a little bit more difficult to invite people, but it's something we can get set up. We just need to get it set up.
yeah, and once we do, that'll be great. Especially now that we have solid comms with Mary, at least right now, knock on wood, and in the future,
Yeah.
because then we can have her join in the fun too, which is just make everything that much mo better. And then let's see, Corey Black, thank you for the 10 Australian. They say it looks like the legs left the screen are compressed more, maybe because of those tanks and the weight simulator offset. Just tuned in from Australia. Corey, we were talking about that earlier, and it seems like Michael was saying with the asymmetric thrust coming off of the offset Raptor, it's just going to naturally hit the ground on one side first, and so
Yep.
those legs compressed.
Right.
So it seems like a completely nominal, oh geez, nominal to be expected landing mode, if that's even a word sentence. Arash, I'm running out of steam here. Arash Timorian, thank you for the $5. They say this one's for you, Mary, you rock. And another $5. They say, what's up, guys? How you all doing? Hope you're safe and sound and doing well. That's really sweet of you, Arash. Thank you. Thanks for everything you do. Much love. Yeah, you too, buddy. Crazy times, and we hope you're doing all right and staying sane and staying safe. It's it's crazy times right now. And Jacob Osgood, thank you for the $5. They say flamey end the wrong way there. I think they're talking about when we had the thrust puck up. But that was a test tank, which I guess won't get a Raptor. So does it have a flamey end, even if it's a thrust puck technically? Would that be like an icy end? I don't know. That's for you to decide.
A pressure end? I don't know.
Yeah, pressure end. There you go. All right, but that's all. That's all of our super chats, and I just want to. I know I ran through those, but that's so we can hear us talk about your questions and not hear me blab about how thankful I am for everybody's support. But really, just quickly, so thankful for everybody's support. I mean, I'll go back to my my blacksmith analogy there. It's like you guys are like the blacksmith, and every time you donate with the super chats, every time you hit like, every time you hit subscribe, all the members, even just your eyeballs, it's like you're hitting a piece of metal with a big blacksmith hammer, and you're making us stronger, and you're making us sharper, and we're just gonna only get better and sharper and stronger, and keep doing cool stuff with your guys' help. So thank you so much.
Just lighting is insane right now. This is a great idea to do this at sunset, Mary.
Yeah, this is all Mary's idea. No credit to any of us but her.
Speaking of the sunset, I should have this up right now. Let me see if I can bring this up. Am I gonna get it? Let me see. Nope, it didn't come up. Just one second. I've got a picture from Mary of the sunset, and I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get that. Sharing the screen. Just stand by, and I'll get that taken care of.
Well, meanwhile, we have a lot of questions about the Raptor. So while Doss works on getting that picture queued up, I will work on getting another picture queued up, which shows the state of the Raptor when SpaceX tweeted that video. They had an onboard camera for a couple of seconds, and it showed a fire on the Raptor in a place that shouldn't have been on fire.
Yeah.
So that seemed like a minor anomaly they had, although it didn't seem to be too severe, and obviously the Raptor functioned, which seemed to be properly throughout the entire flight. So looks like
there we go.
Sunset.
I got the sunset picture in the opposite corner there.
Wow.
So
that's golden hour for you.
There we go, like that. That's actually off to the right of the camera, Mary. Is that behind the camera? Which direction was that picture taken?
Oh, the sunset is, well,
sort of
kind of, yeah. It sets the opposite way from, like behind us. Not really behind us, more, yeah.
Off to a side, kind of like at a back corner or something like that, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
That's a fantastic picture. All the sunrise videos that have been coming out, if you're not careful, you're gonna make more people want to move down there. It's too bad you can't move there anymore. So
yeah, I mean, I would legit rent a place there if I could.
Oh yeah.
Or it's not even, I'm not joking. This is me being 100% serious. My hand is currently on my heart. I would rent a place in Boca Chica. I love it there. I love it. I love Boca Chica so very much. And I just once again want to express my heartfelt thanks, Mary, for you giving us a window into this place. It's magic.
Yeah. That's
And
you
I
see these sunrise videos and stuff like that, and you start to understand why Mary spends time down there, right, Mary?
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful. Yep.
Absolutely.
So I do have that raptor image queued up. So
Oh,
that
there you go.
fire on the top portion of the raptor is not supposed to be there. We're not quite sure what happened, but it was likely a small fuel leak of some sort. Perhaps it was caused by the debris that went flying at launch. Perhaps it was caused just by something with the engine leaking under high pressure. We don't know, but definitely a problem, but it didn't seem to be a big problem, fortunately. So I'm sure they'll get that fixed with future tests.
Yeah.
My hypothesis was that we don't see this view in the video until at this point when it's basically landing. I wonder if maybe the Raptor engine kicked something up out of the test stand or off the ground that then ricocheted and nailed Raptor itself and caused a minor leak that then burned a little bit. Or even if it didn't hit Raptor and cause a leak or anything, if like a piece of debris got kicked up and lodged somewhere in the plumbing, and then that debris next to the super hot engine just incinerated itself, and then by the time it touches down and lands and we cut back to this view and it's gone, it could have just been that whatever it was is completely burnt to a crisp and is no longer even existent anymore. So I'm wondering if it was even a problem with Raptor, but surely that is not the kind of thing where you would want to immediately fly that engine again. I don't think. You'd probably want to check that engine out really closely and make sure everything was bueno.
Yeah. And you may see our trick we're pulling here. We in our back channel, we were talking to Mary asking if we couldn't zoom in a little bit tough with the fence there, but Michael, go ahead and do the reveal and let's see what we've got with the zoomed in shot. There you go.
Hey,
Look at that. You know, those legs do look like I don't know if it's just the way they look, but they look like they have a little ability to slide or something on them. Don't y'all think? Like compress a little bit?
Yeah, that's like
definitely compress.
Yeah. There's something plugged into the bottom too. What do they have it tied down to the concrete?
No, I think they were actually running some compressed nitrogen in
Really?
it.
wow.
I
Nice.
think so.
I wonder if they're just trying to completely purge it of any sort of anything potentially flammable or what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. There was a hose going from the compressed nitrogen to the bottom there. You can see it.
Yeah. You really get
Yeah.
you get a feel for those COPVs as well. Those black tanks that are on the left and right. Those are what we keep referring to as the COPVs. And Jack, what are those hold the other gases that are necessary for the operation of the vehicle, right?
Yeah, helium and nitrogen, I think, is what's going to be in those. And to me, I don't know, this is weird, but they look like forbidden sausages. Like they just look tasty. I don't know why,
What?
but they really do. If they were on a plate, I would probably devour them. It's just something that's wrong with my brain. I can't help it, but they look delicious.
Okay.
Scott Manley in the chat, not with a question, but with a profound and correct statement. He says, "I'm just glad to hear Mary correcting you guys like the pro she clearly is."
There you go.
Yeah,
Well, hey, we're not dumb. We know who to ask. We know
yeah,
who
it's
to
true.
ask. So Mary is the one out
That's
there
pretty
who
cool.
knows, and if there's something we don't know, we know that we can ask her. So do do we think, I don't know if this is a perspective thing or what, but do we think that the legs on the left are a little bit more compressed than the legs on the right?
Yes.
Optical, because the fence is messing with us because that fence is leaning, right?
Yeah, I always say the fence is not my friend.
Oh, jeez. I want to like
Yeah.
measure it off because there's also the shadow on one side and it's not as dark a shadow on the other side. Huh. I don't know. Chat,
But
what do
yeah.
y'all think? Somebody like pixel count that or something.
I mean, it
Chat,
definitely looks from the video from this morning. It absolutely looks like the ones on the left are compressed more.
yeah.
Yeah, the far left one for sure, and then the one behind it, and I think the other one behind it too. The ones that are closest to us, those don't look like they crushed. It was the ones beyond.
Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
like we were talking about, when it landed, it would have had to land tilted a little bit. So by
Mm-hmm.
definition, one set of legs would have come down first and sort of borne
Mm-hmm.
the initial brunt of the landing, and then the other legs would come into contact, hopefully, and sort of compress in. But it makes sense that some of the legs would be slightly more compressed than the others.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mary, there's like a yellow thing. The leg on the right hand side, is that like some caution tape or it looks like a sunflower to me, and it can't be a sunflower. Can you make out what that is?
Oh, it's on the like laying on the concrete.
It's like laying on the concrete there.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Huh. I mean, it looks like a flower to me, but certainly it's not a flower.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't be a flower. Let me get the handy dandy binoculars out and see if I can see.
All right, she'll check in with that. And in a minute here, we may see if we can tilt the camera up a little bit and look up the side of Starship. But everybody wants to see those legs, and now we've got a really nice close-in shot. Michael, just real quick, could we take the bottom of the overlay off and just go to
Yes,
the
you
clean
can.
overlay? And that way we'll get sort of a no holes. The only thing in the way is the fence right there. Look at that.
You can see that thicker concrete slab they have in the center part of the landing zone too. There's like that step
Oh,
up in the concrete.
that's like it's like a step up.
Yeah.
Well, I can't tell exactly what it is, but it's a spool of something.
Ah, a spool. So like maybe it's
Something, yeah, it's got red, yeah, something in it. I can't tell if
wire or
it's
air
like
hose or
tape
something.
or right, or if it's wire or what, but
Yeah,
it's a spool of something.
gotcha. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Busted out the binoculars to have a look at it. I've got a
Mm-hmm.
question, Mary. Is there enough room underneath the skirt to walk? Like, how much room is that? Like, would you have to
Hmm.
crawl to get underneath it right now? Could you
Oh, I
walk
think
under it?
so. Well, I think you would have to definitely, bend
Duck?
over and yeah, to get under there. Definitely
Yeah.
doesn't look. Yeah, I don't know how many feet that would be.
Do we know how big one of the rings is? Michael or Jack or anybody? Do we know how like one ring of stainless steel that's 5 feet or 6 or whatever? Do we know?
1.8 meters, I think is what chat's saying. I
What?
honestly
Yeah,
forget. Yeah, but I think that
1.82.
sounds right. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So that I'd say the gap underneath is like half a ring, so it'd be just under a meter. So that's just under a meter is just around 3 feet. So yeah,
3 feet.
you'd have to be really short. Like a dog could walk under there, but a person would probably come about halfway up the ring, right? I'm
So
going to
Zeus
see
could do it no problem.
who?
Yeah, send in
Zeus.
Zeus.
Oh, Sid and Zeus. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, y'all. Like 2.5 feet, something like that underneath it makes sense. So you wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
be walking under that. It'd be great to have a person for
No.
scale right next to it. Some of the things in the video earlier actually had people walking around a little bit closer to it. So I'll link up that video one more time. Let me see. Or wait a second, I could just scrub through the video and show it here. That's an idea.
Philip
I'll
Philip
do that.
Whitehouse in chat asking if we've seen Zeus do much. I mean, I don't think we really have, other than what was it, after the static fire that one night? We saw Zeus kind of prowling around, but other than that, we haven't really caught a lot of views of him or it, sort of doing anything. I don't know if that's because it hasn't been doing anything. I doubt that. I bet it's been fairly busy, but it's just relatively small, and I bet the times that are its bread and butter to be active are precisely the sorts of times where nobody is able to be near the pad. So
Yeah.
we just wouldn't see it. I'm floored we did see it that one night because
Mm-hmm.
because that was super cool. It was like kind of moonwalking around. It was neat.
Mary, did you notice if any of the tiles fell off?
Yeah, there were some that was missing.
Interesting.
Really?
I think at least what, I don't know. I was going to say at least 3, but I think there might have been more.
Bob Hobb in chat asking if they say, is it just me or is there condensation dripping underneath SN5?
Condensation dripping?
I'm looking now. I do remember seeing sort of a puddle-looking thing in Mary's photos from earlier today that are
Really?
in that same video you were just talking about.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I got the close-up photo of the tiles. Do y'all think that a couple of those tiles cracked?
Yeah, sure looks like
Yep.
it.
Yep, it cracked.
They cracked like they're for real cracked, Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want because there's gaps in between them. I wonder what happened that caused those to crack.
I wonder if those are fixed with a different, fastening method, and that's why they cracked, or if they are in the center and that's why they cracked. I'm very
Yeah.
curious.
I don't know. You can see them in the live video. You can see them over on the bottom left. They're just behind that sort of diagonal crossbeam in the fence.
Hmm.
Like extreme left next to that longer COPV over there behind the fence. But those are those tiles, and it sure looks like they cracked to me. So, ah, all
Bass
right.
Boy Log in chat saying, I think the skirt flexed with the leg opening sequence. That would make sense.
That might make sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
maybe when it touched down too, the skirt could flex a little bit.
Oh yeah, if it came down hard and hit hard on one side and caused sort of the whole tube of the tank to flex in in a weird way. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
especially if you had any lateral movement at all when it touched down. If it was moving sideways, two of the
Exactly.
legs or one of the legs would have made contact, and if they exerted that force on the skirt, they could have definitely flexed that skirt a little bit.
Hmm.
Huh? That's a good point. Um, again, I'm just looking at the video. We have that awesome video from earlier. We uploaded that video earlier in the day. I'll link it up here so y'all can have a look. There's a link to that, and there's a link to that as well. How many tiles do y'all think fell off from that picture? I mean, there's quite a few mounting points there. There's a couple at the top, a couple at the bottom, but I don't know how many there were before it took off. Do we know that?
Yeah, I feel like I should go look at a before picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
if we can find it, yeah.
Yeah, before and after.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll go poking around.
And then if we want, do we want to pull back out the shot because that sunset color is looking fantastic, or do we want to sort of pan up the side of it so we can get a close in picture of different parts of it? I'll leave Mary, whatever you want to show off, like you just do whatever you want. It's your camera.
Well, you know what it's like, okay, which knob do I turn?
I'm telling you, I'm going to send you a label maker.
Oh, not that one. This one. We can pan up.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all, we shipped Mary a fancy new, it's called a geared tripod head. So it's for very fine adjustments for panoramas and product shots and stuff like that. And there are 3 knobs on it that control the pan, the tilt, and the roll of the camera. And we're still getting used to operating which knob is which because they don't come marked apparently. But look at that. God.
That build quality has gotten so much better.
Yeah, it has.
You can just tell with the welds. And even people were noticing today when Mary posted the SN8 photos, even SN8 next to SN6 looks a lot better.
Yeah, and 6 is one after 5. I know, duh. But seriously, 6's build quality was already improved over 5, and 8 looks improved over 6. It's just every single one that they churn out looks even better. And I mean, how much of SN5 do you think was done by robots? Because potentially not a lot of it was done by robots, and
Yeah.
we're getting into the world where more and more and more of these things are going to be welded just straight up by robots, and I just only imagine it's going to make them that much cleaner looking.
The
Yeah.
knob won't turn anymore, so I'll just
There you
zoom out
go.
a little bit to show the very top.
Yeah, the mass M up there. There you go.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves SN5's hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
weighty hat.
I wonder how many people we're going to see this Halloween as SN5. All you really have to do is wrap yourself up in tinfoil and then put a square box on your head with tinfoil around it.
You gonna dress up for Halloween, Jack?
Yeah, I think I might be SN5 this year.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. Again, y'all, we are live. We're right next to SN5. Boca Chica gal Mary has set up the live streaming rig literally as close as you can get. If you were on the other side of the road here, the SpaceX security would come and shoo you off. They don't want you on that side of the road, but it's okay for you to be on the far side of the road. So Mary's on the far side of the road across from SN5. The sun went down just about 15 minutes ago down there in South Texas. You can see a couple puffy clouds in the background, and it is just a fantastic evening. Is it cooling off, Mary?
Yeah, it is.
I was going to comment on how it's such a fantastic evening, and then I figured I better ask it. It may still be like 100 degrees, but hope it's cooling down.
Yeah, it cools off some.
Good deal. God.
Yeah, it is.
That
It's
lighting,
so pretty.
the lighting on it right now, it's just absolutely gorgeous. As the sky darkens, but SN5 remains lit a little bit.
Yep.
Hmm.
It almost seems like it glows because it's so shiny. It's getting the reflection of the setting sun. You can even see like down at the bottom. Is that just the skirt that's a different color? Yeah, because it's got that weld line halfway through. How
Yeah,
many
I think
rings
it's the
is the
weld
skirt?
lines.
Yeah,
Oh, the skirt. What? There's what? Like
it's like
four. Well,
3
the
or 4.
skirt is two rings, and then the other is where the thrust dome is, and I think it's what, three rings high.
Yeah.
So total of the 5 is, well,
Yeah, that seems about right because there's a weld
it's,
line across the 1, 2, 3. The fourth one up seems to have a weld line up near the top of it, right?
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's probably where the thrust puck connects to the sides there. So, that's cool.
Hmm.
I'll run through some more super chats here really quickly. T-Rex, man, thank you for all the great coverage as always. Watching SN5 fly was so amazing and inspiring. There's a question for you, Mary. Did anything happen with the new crane today? That new, what do we call it, Jack? A 1400?
1400. What do you think this is? Child's play? It's a 14,000.
Oh,
1,000. Yeah. Yeah. No, I didn't see anything happening with the crane today.
okay. It's just sort of there. That crane is over near the test site, right? It's not at the production site.
Well, there's 2 different I don't know. Seeing, I don't know what to call them, but the, the part that's had the 14,000 on it,
Mm-hmm.
I think I saw that over by the old gas well,
Okay.
but I didn't see all the other parts that came in on the trucks. So I'm not sure where it's going to be located yet.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I noticed. I thought maybe I need to go back and watch again, but I thought that the boom that we saw delivered alongside that part that said 14,000 on it
Mm-hmm.
was it white, or am I misremembering?
Mm.
Because if it was white, I don't know if that it was for the 14,000. Because I think the 14,000 has a red boom, but I could be wrong, or it could be a slightly different color in one part or something. But either way, what a crane! I mean, I'm excited to see what they do with it, where it ends up, and I mean, imagine if the 14,000 and the 18,000 end up working together. It'll just be like the battle of the cranes.
Right, and they could end up working together.
yeah.
Yeah, because right now the way that the high bay construction works, correct me if I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
Mary, is that the little blue one helps the 18,000 with sort of getting pieces into place, and then the 18,000 sort of lifts them all the way up. Is that correct?
Right, yeah,
And then
yeah,
the little blue one is sort of at its maximum height right now, so they're going to need a bigger crane for
right,
that role. So that would make
right,
sense.
yeah.
I just like that they have a cool naming scheme and they can Manitowoc 14,000. I mean, come on, what doesn't sound cool about that?
Uh-oh, our resident crane operator friend says there's too much crane talk. The 14,000 is a baby crane.
A baby crane.
What's up, Goalie Bear? How's it going, man? Oh, running
I
through some
do.
more super chats here. Tech Controls. Any chance we could get a nice shot of the camera on the side of SN5 used in the video by SpaceX? Did we see? I mean, we just did a pan up, but I don't see that camera anywhere on this side of SN5. That camera must be on the opposite side. Anybody agree?
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch that video back
The camera's
right now.
inside the skirt, right? Because it's looking at Raptor,
Right.
so it's probably
Yeah.
not even visible from our
No,
vantage point.
there's one on the outside at the very end of the video.
Yeah, there's an external camera that looks down as well. But I don't.
Mm,
We just panned up it like at the full zoom, and we didn't see anything there. That cloud in the
no.
background, it looks like it's venting. It wants in on the action.
It's gotten so much bigger since we started shooting. It's
It
hilarious.
literally, like if we time lapse this, you can see that cloud go. Bloop.
And then I see a lot of people in chat. I don't know where they're getting this from, but they're saying that the 14,000 has been purchased by SpaceX. I don't know again where they're getting that from, but if the 14,000 has been purchased by SpaceX, maybe the 18,000 will go back, as that was just a contracted / rented piece of equipment. So we could see maybe the 14,000 ends up being, a SpaceX branded crane, and the 18,000 goes back. But I don't know where Chad is getting that from. I just figured I'd throw it out there.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep running through these here. Richard Hollis, thank you so much. Says thanks to Mary and NASA Spaceflight for the great coverage of all of the Boca Chica coverage. Richard, thank you so much for the kind words and the support. We're able to do this because y'all keep showing up and supporting us, however that is, whether it's liking the videos or just asking great questions or retweeting things that we tweet out or whatever it is. As long as y'all keep showing up, we'll keep trying to share these awesome events with you. Thank you for that. Build into trains. Zeus had to be Elon's idea. I don't know why, but it had to be. It does seem like a very Elon thing to do, like the robotic camera dog that lives in a doghouse. I agree with you on that one, Build into trains. Thank you for the support there. We've got another one. This is Sukremdi. And Sukremdi says, what a wonderful surprise to hear Mary on the stream. Thank you all for everything, especially Mary. So, Mary, I know you hear that a lot. Thank you so
Yeah, and
much
I
for everything you
appreciate
do.
it. It's very nice to hear.
Yeah. And I'm so glad we got you on the stream here so you could talk as well. I know sometimes we have some communications difficulties, but it's fantastic to have you here hanging out with us too. So thanks for
Yeah.
working that out here this evening. Strataboy, thank you. Strataboy said, looks to me like 4, maybe 5 tiles are missing and several are cracked. We're going to try to see if we can do some before and afters. We know that there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tiles currently on the side of SN5 after the hop. And so we'll see if we can't find a picture of before and see how many may be missing. But thank you for the support there. Vat, I'm just going to call you Vats. The skirt flex and vibration would be from a Raptor going, not the leg deploy. That would be smooth and even. The Raptor leg deploy, or do you mean the leg deploy was smooth and even? The Raptor may have caused it to flex some. I still think there may have been some force transmitted into the skirt upon touchdown as well. I bet you that may have something to do with it. Joshua Thompson again talking about the same topic. I suspect there are resonant shockwave harmonics resonating the cylinder like the bell of a trombone. Triaxial compression. What is this? Star Trek? Triaxial compression on the tiles would fracture the ceramic crystal composite material. How many of those words did you have to Google before you pasted them into the super chat, Joshua? Thank you very much for the support. And the technical words, I say kind words a lot of the times. I'm going to say technical words there. Kazmasters, if I were a betting man, Bluezilla for the high bay and Redzilla for the Starship launch pad in tower. That seems like a legitimate strategy, I think. And then we finally have Galaxy, and Galaxy, that's a new membership. And if I'm not mistaken, that was a Capcom new membership. It was a Capcom new membership. So thank you so much for that. Space Pat, you too. Thank you, Space Pat. Matoro, what are you up to? Nairu Saku. Now I'm reading out a couple things over on the Twitch channel. Lookout, Wildland Firefighter. How are y'all doing this evening? I know I'm busy over here chatting up a storm, but thank you all for showing up and supporting the streams, plural as well. Whew. I got all caught up, didn't I?
Yep, you got him all.
I did.
Now Jala comes in too. So thank you, Jala.
Oh yeah, there you go. Jala J.
And Gareth, thanks for the Capcom membership.
Wow, can't even keep up.
There
But
you go.
Steven was asking, what's the latest with the super heavy launch pad? I don't know. Has there been any visual changes that you've seen on the super heavy pad, Mary?
No, just whatever RGV Ariel has
Yeah.
put out there. Yeah,
Seems
it's
like mostly foundation.
right. Yeah, and it's hard to get photos of,
Yeah.
but
Hopefully we'll see it. We'll see some vertical construction happening soon. That'll be exciting.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
It
that'll
is-
be seriously exciting. Like it's one of those things where when we see it, the hype train will rev up because we all know what's coming.
Yeah. There's one more that came in here from Daniel Stein. Daniel said, Sunsets with Mary, a new live stream I would definitely watch. Thank you so much, Daniel.
And
I
then a
agree.
little bit
We
of
were pretty excited to get a live stream spooled up from here, but I do know that we were going to do some limited time here this evening. Mary, I know it's starting to get dark out there. Is it time for us to start packing this up?
Well, whenever you want to. I was going to say Star Hopper's getting all blue. The lights are on.
Thomas.
Wait, what?
What
Thomas.
the heck?
Is that the same
What?
Thomas as the last time?
I think it is. What the heck,
Uh,
Thomas? What the heck, Thomas? I don't. It says this is for Mary, and it's a $500 super chat.
What?
That's what it said.
Wow,
It was $500.
that's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say
That's
to that.
awesome. Yeah. Wow, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
That's
rolling out the stream for the sunset here, Mary. God,
yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
that really is. Just right there, just
Yeah,
Thomas. You know
I
what we say.
appreciate it.
We say you're crazy, but you are kind of crazy. Thank you so much for the financial support there, especially the sunset stream here. So it's not the first time you've done that either. So you are thank you so much.
It's the
Jeez.
maximum. That's the maximum possible amount, which is just utter insanity in the best way possible. Thank you, Thomas. And then, just quickly before I forget, we had somebody comment earlier that they thought that Zeus was an Elon idea. I bet it could be. It seems like it could be. It seems like an Elon-y thing. I don't know why I think this, but I feel like it's a Yusaku Maezawa thing. And then I'm looking at Maezawa's Wikipedia right now, and he resigned from his company Zozo in September 2019 after selling a 50.1% stake in the company to SoftBank. Who's SoftBank? It's a robotics company. Don't they make? No, Zeus is Boston Dynamics. Never mind.
No. But Boston Dynamics is owned by SoftBank.
Okay, thank God.
There
I
you
was
go.
like, did I just weave a web of lies? What have I done? What have I done? So yeah, there's a little bit of a connection there between Yusaku, Maezawa, SoftBank, and Boston Dynamics. There's something going on there where I wouldn't be surprised if it was the case that Maezawa has a Zeus Cam available to him at any point that he wants to, being an investor. But that's me completely guessing, just making stuff up because it sounds cool. Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple more came through. Mark Bass, couple things here said, oh, Mary, are you concerned that one of these starships may lose control and crash into your house? I mean, that's why
No,
we have the clear distance, right?
right.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that will happen.
And they do have a flight termination system on it. So if they saw something going wrong with SN5, they would have blown it up before it had a chance to go anywhere.
Right.
And then I see a lot of people asking why it's tilted. It's tilted because it landed with asymmetric thrust. The engine is offset, so it's going to land slightly offset, and it seems to be something that they completely planned for. So yeah, no big deal on the tilt there.
Yeah.
So it
One
looks like
last
it's
super
getting
chat
pretty
here
dark.
from Bent.
Yeah,
Go
probably a
ahead.
good idea. I was gonna say I said exactly what you said. It's getting dark.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe
It
a
is getting
final
dark. We're
question
losing
or
the light
two.
pretty fast there.
Yeah.
Bent Straight said, "Thanks for a nice, calm live stream today. Need a week or so before I can handle another hop, y'all. And thanks, Boca Chica gal, NASASpaceflight, for your hard work. Bent, thank you so much for the kind words there. We appreciate you. We do. We do.
What a sight.
Yeah, they really are. It's I mean, it's a fantastic thing. It's just watching the sun sort of fade there. That is a really good shot. But I do believe, y'all, it's time for us to start spooling down the stream. We're losing the light rapidly there, so we just wanted to go live. What are we live for, like an hour or something like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just over an hour and 2 minutes, and we just wanted a little bit of a chill stream. There's been so many hyped up streams culminating in the hop of SN5, so much energy in those, so much like let's go. And this was sort of the deep breath you take afterwards, or like the sigh of relief you take afterwards, just watching the sunset from the side of the road here on SN5 after its successful hop. So Mary, thank you so much for running out there today. I mean, following the roll lift in earlier to get that fantastic video and then bringing the live stream gear back out. Just, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for letting us see this.
You're welcome. I enjoy it.
Good deal.
It sure is something to see.
Yeah, it really is something to see, and we wouldn't be able to see it if it wasn't for you out there sharing with us. So, as always, thank you for everything you do. We are also here, y'all. Yeah, there's the information up there. Don't forget to follow Boca Chica Gal. She's over there on Twitter. So twitter.com/Boca Chica Gal. I'll put the link in chat. You don't want to miss following Mary, because then you get things like that first shot from the side of SN5 today. She was standing right next to it and she got the first close-up photo because she was in the right place at the right time. So there's a link to her Twitter. Also, the rest of the NASA spaceflight people here. Jack Beyer, thanks for joining us this evening.
Yeah, of course.
All righty. Michael Baylor, too. Thank you so much for helping us get all this set up.
No problem.
All righty. And then I am here as well. I'm John Galloway with NASA Spaceflight, but we are going to be spooling down the live stream. I know that you may still want something to do. So during the stream, we actually released a new video about High Bay Level 3. So once we close down the stream, I'm going to link this up a couple times. You can go over and see that new latest video released just a few minutes ago. I just linked that in chat. That's me, K Space Academy. But for now, we've lost the light out at Boca Chica, and we will be shutting down the live stream. Hop on over and check out that video we were just released, and then look for us again in just a couple hours. We will be back live from Cape Canaveral, Florida, for the launch of Starlink. SpaceX doing a launch this evening from Florida. We plan to be live for that in just about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So it's busy over here. But for now, we're shutting it down. Mary, thank you again one more time for everything you do, bringing us these views.
You're welcome.
All righty. So, folks, we will see y'all hopefully a little bit later. Nerds.
Chamber pressure looks good. Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantic. Water towers, fly! Flight downside, speed off. Speed off.
Yikes. You bet. Concur. We don't need any more of these.